Jake Gyllenhaal is dead, is what I would say if Jake Gyllenhaal died. Jake Gyllenhaal could die. Well, he will die at some point. Everybody dies, right? I know this is a great way to start off this podcast episode. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Welcome to episode 21. According to Alex Hormozy, however the fuck you say that dude's name, like less than 1% of podcasts reach 21 episodes. So guess what? It's not a delusion anymore. It's a reality. This is episode 21. And today's episode is called My Roommate Jake Gyllenhaal Almost Died. I'm exhausted right now. Not physically, but emotionally. And I'm staying strong for you because I have to, because I'm a leader. And I can't put my feet up. Well, I also have to be strong for Jake Gyllenhaal. So Jake Gyllenhaal almost died. He is not dead yet. And yes, of course he will die. So you could say that about anybody who's alive. They're not dead yet, ... And they could live another 100 years. But I mean, he could die because he's in critical care. He's in critical condition. So let's start at the beginning, okay? Let's start at the beginning because I just spent the last 2 minutes in the ER, in the emergency room, aka my kitchen sink, and Jake Gyllenhaal is currently in the intensive care unit, aka my balcony. And I mean, I guess technically it's his balcony, but it really is my balcony because he doesn't pay rent. And I call him my roommate, which makes you think like, oh, well, he pays rent. He doesn't. He doesn't pay rent. He's not even on the lease, dude. He's fucking crashing on my balcony. And I'm a good friend. Or am I? Am I being a good friend? Am I being a bad, friend to myself? I'm just being walked all over. Some of you might be confused right now, and that is because you are not up to date on your Matty K lore. Let's get you updated so you can be right along with all of us, okay? So, Jake Gyllenhaal is my roommate, which we already established. He's more of a couch surfer, okay? He's crashing on my balcony because I don't technically have a couch. Although if somebody wants to give me $149, there's one at IKEA, grab some meatballs, and it's great. Although I will say, too, I kind of want a futon because then the couch can go into a bed. And then also, I kind of like not having any furniture that I need two people for. Like, I'm in my bed right now, which is literally 3 foam mattress toppers stuck on top of each other, zipped up in a mattress case. That's what I sleep on, which is smart because nobody can hide under your bed if there is no under your bed. I don't have, my furniture is literally Costco and Home Depot folding furniture, like folding tables. I got 2 8-foot, I got 2 6-foot. By the way, I'm bragging. I'm not like, I'm flexing right now. This is not me being like self-deprecating and being like, oh, like, feel bad for me. I only have, bitch, I can fold this shit up and be mobile. I can be gone. Like, I don't need any, I'm independent. I don't, oh, grab the other side of the couch, pivot. Nope. Fold that table in one hand. Carry one in each hand. That's what I can do. So that's what I can do. Folding chairs, my computer chair that rolls. I don't have any furniture that I need another person because here's the thing. It might sound a little dark, but I'm trying to be encouraging. You gotta rely on yourself, okay? It's good to rely on others. It's good to have friends. It's good to have family. It's good to fall in love, blah, 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 blah. But you need to rely on yourself. You need to find the strength within to just carry a table in one hand because it folds up and snaps. I can't be having these couches, putting down roots, and like they grow into the ground, and then you can't move them. You can't do it by yourself. So I like that. I feel which is good because I'm actually moving. I don't know if I should be disclosing this. I don't know if this is like, I'm sure I would talk about it eventually, but I just don't want the paparazzi to get a hold of it. And I know what you're going to say. Because I can read your fucking mind. Because I'm an empath, dude. It's cringe to talk about the paparazzi. It's cringe. I bring it up and it's cringe. You know what? I'm sorry that you're just a regular, normal person who doesn't have to deal with the paparazzi like I do. I'm sorry that you chose... Oh, here I go, turning on the room. I'm going to say it, because it's not for all of you. You who are listening, I like you. You're good. I'm not talking to you. This isn't about you. I'm talking to you over there in the corner. You chose to be boring. You chose it. You chose to be boring and normal and regular and not be a famous influencer. And that's on you, dude. That's on you. And I don't feel bad for you. I know I'm sounding very mean, but let's remember who we're talking to, right? We're talking to a boring person. Boring people they don't understand how hard it is to go outside and have everybody be obsessed with every little thing that you do when you're just trying to live a normal life. It's hard, it's hard. I mean, I'm not saying you should feel bad for me, but you have to because it's just the truth. So, what am I fucking talking about, dude? Where am I going? What am I talking about? Did that second edible hit? Where? This is a tangent about something. Because I love pulling out tangents because I love seeing them through on their little side quest journeys. I'm talking about Jake Gyllenhaal and, I was going to move and then the paparazzi. Yeah. So, everybody put on your ADHD listening ears and let's go down the non-linear lane. So I'm actually moving unit, so I'm not leaving this apartment building. I'm just moving to a different unit. And I can't tell you where, but the view is going to be way better. And the cost is going to be way cheaper. So it's awesome because it's literally my exact same unit. So I know how everything will be set up. I won't lose any space. It's like the same layout, but I'm going to save. Should I tell you how much I'm going to save? I'm going to save $500 a month just moving to another floor. But get this, my view from my balcony will be even better. So it's a win-win. I don't really want to have to move all my shit, but honestly, moving it like down one floor on the elevator is pretty rad. I got these rolling carts. I'll be good. Like I said, I don't really have any furniture stuff. It all kind of folds up. But saving 500. I mean, I know you're thinking, how much is your rent that you're saving 500 and it's the same building? It must be, yeah. It's basically like $1 billion a month to live here. But I have to because they have private security that they hired for me when I moved in, and it's just a whole thing. So but the view from the balcony is going to be way better, which is great, and so I'm stoked about that. But so what does this have to do with Jake Gyllenhaal? I don't know. I don't think that has to do with anything with him. But so here's the situation. So my roommate's name, his first name, my roommate is a plant. Okay? Jake Gyllenhaal is a plant. I don't know what he is. He always asks me, who am I? What am I? Where did I come from? And I say, I don't know, dude. You look like some kind of fern, but I don't know, and we'll never know, because how do you even know that stuff? And he's like, why don't you download one of those apps where you take a photo of me and you try and look? And I'm like, first of all, I don't want to document you. I don't want the government watching you. I don't want you to have fake face recognition technology. I don't. Also, he's so crispy and brown and basically dead that I don't even know if they'd be able to tell. And here's the other thing. He can't make up his fucking mind. He's either brown and crispy and needs water, or he's brown and mushy and is too much water. He's never just green. I mean, he's got pieces of green, obviously, otherwise he wouldn't be able to breathe. But all his bottom limbs just turn brown and decompose into the soil. So anyway, my roommate's name is Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal is his first name. His nickname is Jake, but his first name is Jake Gyllenhaal. His last name is K, the letter, because he took my last name, because now we're family. I'm Matty K, first name Matty, last name K. It's kind of like one word, Matty K, with a space, though, in between the Y and the K. Obviously, it's technically two words, but it's one unit. It's one name. I don't really need a last name or a first name. It's just my name, but his full name is Jake Gyllenhaal K. And I don't know, dude. He looks like some kind of fern. He looks like those shitty ferns that, like, elementary school teachers had, like, hanging by their desks, or, like, if you walk into, like, a therapist's office, which is something that I probably should be doing, but I doubt that it'll happen soon, because, quite frankly, you know, they're getting paid. They are getting paid. You know what I mean? They're getting paid. They're getting paid. Do you think my dentist gives a shit about my teeth? No. He's getting paid. Okay? You see where I'm going with this? I mean, I don't want to be dark, but they're getting paid, okay? They're getting paid. Let's stay positive, because they do a lot of good for a lot of people. A lot of people need them. You know, even though the dentist is getting paid, he still helps people's teeth from falling out. Ugh, I dropped my phone on my chest. Could you hear my heart? So, let me switch my hands. I'm just really emotional from everything that's going on. How long are we into this episode? And we haven't really even gotten to, 13:20. You know what I love is, like, I'll have an idea for an episode and I'll be like, there's no way this is going to be 10 minutes. And so I'm like, I'll just do some tangents. I don't really do it on purpose, but I just, like, allow myself to take them. And did I just say allow myself, plural? That's kind of scary. Allow myself, singular, you know, because I guess 10 minutes is not as long as you think. I like to try and keep these episodes about 10 minutes each, so they're kind of like binge-worthy and kind of like, you know, you listen to it when you're driving in your car, or you're taking a shower, or taking a shit, or cooking a meal, or doing all of them at the same time, or something, you know what I mean? It's like, not be like, an hour, I don't know if I blah, 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 but 10 minutes, right? So, I don't know, he's like one of those ferns, and I don't know what he doesn't really look like a fern because his leaves are all one chunk. You know, it's not like feathery like a fern. But anyways, so Jake Gyllenhaal, he lives on my balcony. And he's a new friend. He came into my life in May of this year. So we've only known each other for May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. About 7 months, you know what I mean? Basically half a year. And so, but he's become very dependent on me. He likes being outside because of the sunshine. You know, there's air. When in the morning the birds sing. There's a lot of hummingbirds around here. And when the birds sing, they actually help them start breathing. That's why birds sing early in the morning, is to help plants breathe. And that's why if you play music for your corn, it'll grow really strong and like delicious. So, and he's just got like soil and sunshine and air. I don't really give him food. I just basically give him water. And it's kind of weird in a way because it's like I need water, but I also need food. But he just needs water because he makes his own food. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. And quite frankly, I feel like I'm starving him. I feel like I need to, like, I don't know, chop up a banana peel and stick it in there for like fertilizer or some shit, or like put a worm in there, or like, you know, squeeze some like trash juice, you know, in there. Maybe throw a couple rusty batteries, pour a Diet Coke. Oh, I don't know, something. I'm joking. I don't drink Diet Coke. Some of you may have just felt judged. Good. You do you, pal. You drink that Diet Coke if it's what makes you happy. I wouldn't, but anyways, Jakey Gyllenhaal K, it's the first time I've ever called him Jakey. I guess I'm feeling really emotional because he literally almost died. He's still very much, well, could. So here's the thing. So I like water him, and I like don't have a schedule. Honestly, he was like turning brown, and so I was like, maybe I'm not watering him enough. So I like started like watering him every night, and I water him at night. Why? So that his roots can go up and drink the soil and not get fried by the sun. You're not supposed to water your plants during the day, because then the roots grow up to get the water, and then the sun scorches them, and it's like cutting off their feet, which I don't want to do to myself. But, you know, if my two pinky toes left, you know, c'est la vie. So I water Jake Gyllenhaal at night, and then in the morning I always say good morning to him so he can start breathing. And, you know, I don't go out of my way to talk to him, but when I go out on my balcony, I do talk to him, because every morning when I wake up, I go out on my balcony for 10 minutes to get sunshine in my eyes. Not directly, that'll blind you, but indirect sunshine, because it's supposed to like help regulate your sleep cycle and wake you up, and your phone shouldn't be the first thing you see in your day, and blah, 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 blah. So I try to do that. It doesn't work, but I keep doing it because I want to believe, you know, that good things can happen. So I do that. So I say hi. I'm like, hi. I'm like, good morning, Jake. I call him Jake because we're close. It's his nickname. Like I said, his first name is Jake Gyllenhaal. So it's a lot of syllables, I know, but he's worth it. Not really. He kind of just sits there like a vegetable. So he makes his own food, and so I don't feed him. I feel so like I'm like, oh, maybe I'm watering him too much. He's getting waterlogged and he's brown and mushy. Then so I was watering him every day. Then I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna water you. I wait like a week or two and don't water him. He's still brown. He's very indecisive. He's very indecisive, and he needs to make up his fucking mind. Are you drowning or are you parched? So I honestly, like, one time went like 2 weeks without watering him, and he was fine. He was fine. His soil looked crusty, but he was fine. And I swear, I feel like he eats himself. He's like a little self-inflicted cannibal, because he'll grow new leaves on top, but his like bottom leaves will just turn brown and crisp off. And like, he's supposed to be like a plant, and he's like not. Like, he looks the same. It's been 7 months and he hasn't grown at all. Like, he just looks the same. And I know he's making new leaves because the old ones are dying, but he's not like sprouting into a bush or anything. So I really don't know. I don't know if I should give him some superfood or something. I don't know what to do for him. I don't really know enough to care because I kind of thought he wouldn't live this long anyway. So like every day is just kind of like the cherry on top. Although I kind of usually just throw out the cherries for the milkshakes. I don't really eat them. So I went to visit my parents for Thanksgiving, as you all know from the other episode, the Home Depot cringe episode and the naming all the America versus Canada episode. Yes, I was in the Midwest, aka Canada, visiting my parents for Thanksgiving. We are not from there. How dare you? We are coastal people. But they moved there because, well, you know, I've said it in other episodes, so maybe you'll have to go and dig and find it. I can't just tell you everything all the time. What is this? Yeah, it's a podcast, so I guess I can. They moved there to be closer to my older brother, who moved there because his wife is from there. And also it's like way cheaper, so they sold their like, you know, outside New York City, New Jersey home for like $1 bajillion. And then they moved to the Midwest and bought one for like $5. And look, I told them to list it for a certain number. And they thought I was crazy. And the realtor was like, we can try that. And then guess what, bitch? It sold for over what they thought. Okay? And Matty K knows how to make that money. For other people, not for myself, but you know, I still think my crypto is going to do well. Dogecoin's up 10% this week, so is Shiba Inu coin, to the moon. So I was visiting them, so I went to visit them, and I thought I was going to be gone for 2 weeks because that is not the whole story. I actually went to Michigan because my friends who had a baby and they were moving, and I was like, well, I'm going to come help you move because you're really busy with the baby and my friend has a new job. And so I was like, I'll help you move. So I went. So here's the thing. I was going to go there for like, I don't know. I bought a one-way ticket to a weekend, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks. I went, and then I was going to fly back to LA, and then I was going to go to Indiana for Thanksgiving. But I ended up staying with my friends for 2 weeks and helping them move and spending time with my little nephew, who I love very much. And I miss him, and I can't wait to see him again. And so then I was like, okay, well, Michigan is only like a couple hours from Indiana, so it's kind of dumb to fly back to LA, even though I like basically didn't have a lot of stuff with me. And also I have like, you know, secret businesses that you don't even know about on the side, or maybe on the main. Maybe they're not the side, maybe they're the main, maybe they're the turkey and not the stuffing. You don't know. You don't know. I mean, you would know if I told you. I like being cryptic and mysterious. So I also like saying everything in my head. It's hard being an extrovert who wants to appear mysterious. It's like, hey, what's up? I'm wearing sunglasses and my social security number is 12317. Lots of sevens. So I ended up being away for a month. Exactly a month. I literally left on the 29th of October, and I came back on the 29th of November. And so I was like, I thought I was going to be gone 2 weeks. So I did not tell my buddies who live downstairs to come and water Jake Gyllenhaal. I didn't tell my sister who lives down the street to come water Jake Gyllenhaal. Honestly, I woke up that day at like 1 a.m. My flight was at like 9 a.m. and I still was literally like, sweating, rushing out the door, leaving for LAX probably at like 7:36 or some shit like that, probably for like a 9:15 flight. I didn't need to check a bag, but still, that's not a good idea. Don't do that. Do not do that. Jake Gyllenhaal was kind of not on my priority list. Look, pull your weight, dude. You're an adult. I'm not responsible for you. I know we help take care of each other, but like, I am not responsible for you completely all the time. You are an adult. We have each other's backs, but that doesn't mean that I have to do everything for you. You don't do everything for me. And also, I can't do photosynthesis. I literally cannot do that for you. You have to do it. I can't do it. Physically, it's impossible. And I like to, reach for the stars and have delusions of grandeur, but there's some things that biologically, some people don't want to hear it, but biologically, I can't do photosynthesis, okay? I'm all for all of it. I believe in you and, equal rights. I'm all for it, of course. But there's some things that can't happen, and I can't do photosynthesis for my roommate, Jake Gyllenhaal. It can't be done. It's something that can't be done, as much as I want to believe in myself. But it's okay. I can water him. I do my part. I do that. I make sure you're in the sun. Oh, the sunbeam is over here. Let me stick you over here. Oh, the sun goes over here, right? So basically, I thought I was going to come back to a dead Jake Gyllenhaal. Now, I said that I came back on... Let's check my calendar. When did I say that I came back? I came back to, let's see, is this still recording? Okay, it's still recording, good. I love this app, dude. This voice memos app on the iPhone, the phone can go dark, it still records, I can open my calendar up, still record. So here's the thing, all right, oh boy, okay, I might need to call my publicist because this might make me look really bad. I left on October 29th, which is a Sunday. I returned a month later, more than a month because there's 31 days in October, apparently. I returned on November 29th, which is a Wednesday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dude, 5 weeks and 1, 2, 3 days. It was more than a month. I was gone 5 weeks and 3 days. Okay, so I came back on the 29th, okay? Today is Thursday into Friday because it's 3 a.m. and I have to wake up at 9:30 in 6 hours. It's okay. I'm going to be okay. Today is December 8th, the 7th, technically. We'll do the 7th. It's Thursday, December 7th, okay? That is a week and a day after I got home. I don't know, maybe I should contact my lawyer and my publicist and my manager and have a team meeting before I just close this information. Okay, nobody tell anybody this, okay? Don't bring me to court for this, okay? If he dies, I can't. Don't use this to try to hold me responsible because, first of all, he doesn't have health insurance, and second of all, I'm not paying for a burial. So I came back on the 29th. It is the 8th. I came back a week and a day ago, okay? I've been home for 8 days. Tonight was when I checked on him. For the first time. Today's the first time I've seen him. And I knew about him. Like I was thinking about him when I was gone. And like when I got home, it's not like I got home and I just completely forgot. No, I knew. But I was scared to look at him. And also, I thought it would make a really good podcast episode. So I was going to kind of like live record me interacting with him. But then I thought, that might be too graphic and gruesome. If he was screaming or if he was like, you know what I mean, in pain. I didn't want to have to whatever. So I also talked to him before seeing him or helping him or watering him or doing anything, because I was like going out on the balcony for my morning thing, but I wouldn't look at him because I wanted my reaction to be raw for when I made the podcast. And like I said, I ended up making it like 3 minutes after taking him to the ER and not live stream. Like I said, I couldn't really live stream it. First of all, I protect his image. I never take photos or reels or videos. He's never on camera, because I consent to putting myself out there, but he does not consent, and so that's just not fair. You know what I mean? To do that to him. So I'm not going to do that to him without his consent. But so I like kept like not wanting to see him because I wanted my reaction to be authentic, because I don't want to lie to you guys. I don't ever want to be fake. I don't ever want for you to feel like this is a performance. You know what I mean? Like, why would a actor, comedian, content creator, podcaster, live streamer, artist, storyteller, influencer, YouTuber, why would somebody like that make something up? You know what I mean? Like, everything is the truth. Everything is real. Everything is 100% true 100% of the time. I've never made anything up in my entire life. I don't know what improv is, and I couldn't write anything even if you asked me to. I don't own a pencil. So I wanted to keep the reaction authentic. So 6 weeks and 5 days later of not watering him, I'm ready to face him. I'm ready to, because I got to move units, so I got to deal with him. Look, you might be thinking I'm being mean to him, but honestly, he doesn't pay rent, and he doesn't do anything, and he won't even give me a hug. So we're on my time, my team. Well, we are on my time too, because it's 3 a.m. Hello, Insomniacs. We are on my team. We are on my side, okay? Don't feel bad for Jake Gyllenhaal. He's fine for now. We'll find out in the morning how he looks in a couple days. So, almost 7 weeks go by, and I go out there and look at him. And here's the thing. My first reaction was, "You're still alive?" He was still alive. The soil was like crunchy. Soil can be like dark brown if it's wet, or like medium brown if it's moist, and then if it's like crispy, it gets like light brown and it like gets crackly and shit. It was like that. It was crusty. There was no water left in there. First of all, the soil, it doesn't even look like real soil. I don't even know if that's dirt in there. I don't really know if it's dirt. Honestly, I'm not sure. It looks like a bunch of like hay that got brown and mushy in the rain, and it's like appropriating soil culture and like appropriating dirt culture. I don't know what is going on with it, but it's really crunchy. And then he was very pale. So he's usually green with white stripes, but this time his green part was like a lot lighter. He did not look good, okay? He looked pale and clammy and sickly. And then a lot of his leaves had brown tips, and they were crunchy feeling, and he felt crunchy. He felt dry. Even the green part felt crunchy, and usually only the brown part feels crunchy. I'm going to get really emotional now because it's good for the content. But I also feel this way too. It's also very emotional for me too. And there were a lot of dead brown limbs, just like decomposing all around him. He wasn't saying anything either. I couldn't hear him. He wasn't talking, or if he was, I couldn't hear him. And usually I can sense his presence and his energy, I couldn't. And that really scared me. I knew he wasn't dead, but I think he was in a coma. So I rushed him to the emergency room. I rushed him to the ER, aka my kitchen sink, and I just drowned him. I drowned him. I know that you're supposed to maybe take it easy, right? If someone's stuck on a desert island, they haven't eaten, you know, you don't bring them to, you know, the old country buffet and say, you know, dinner's on me, pig out. You give them a cup of yogurt or something, right? You ease them into it. Nope, not me. I waterboarded him, okay? Soaked him. It's basically an ocean at this point. The water wouldn't even go into the soil. It was so dry, it like resisted, right? So he's basically a pond plant at this point. And he wasn't saying anything to me. And I don't know if he wasn't talking to me because he was mad at me, or if he was mad at me that I left for so long, if he was mad at me that I didn't have somebody water him for me, if he was mad because I was home for a week and a day and I ignored him even though I did say hi to him, I didn't water him. I don't know. I don't know what kind of, you know, Gemini bullshit. He's not a Gemini. Technically, he's a Taurus because... Well, he's a May Taurus. I'm an April Taurus, okay? So May Taurus is going toward... you know what? I don't even want to say the word Gemini because if you're a Gemini, block me, okay? If you're a Gemini, block me, okay? I'm a Taurus, and I don't have time for your bullshit, okay? Half the time, you're great. You're wonderful. You're amazing. But with every Dr. Jekyll, there's a Mr. Hyde. That other 50% of the time, it's like a whole nother person, okay? You know, I'm driving you to the airport at 4 a.m. and I tell you I love you, and you're thanking me, and then I tell you I love you, and you snap on me, and then the friendship's over. A year down the drain, okay? It doesn't work. Nobody should be born during Gemini. We should just have a ban. You know what I mean? Seal them up. And, you know, I don't know what comes after Gemini, but, it's either a Taurus or it's a whatever comes after Gemini. I want to say, I don't fucking know. I don't know. Today's episode is vulgar and graphic, so please only listen if you're 18 years of age or older. So he wasn't responding. I waterboarded him and I just drowned him, and I brought him to the intensive care unit, the ICU, aka my balcony, so that, overnight he can absorb this water. It's basically like an IV drip. We're just trying to get him fluids at this point. And then in the morning, he'll have the sun. He'll start breathing with the birds. He'll be photosynthesizing all up in his little pot, which it's not even a pot, it's plastic. So maybe the microplastics are choking him. I don't know. And I don't feed him filtered water. I feed him water right from the sink because life's hard. Learn it now. Microplastics are, they're messing up with our hormones. And, am I ever going to be 6 foot? I don't really want to be because, I like having a stronger, grounding, but also I like ice cream, so who knows what's going to happen. I've been 5'9" since 7th grade. I don't know. It seems like it's not really going anywhere. So he's in the ICU. He has a rotation of nurses, aka people who steal your pudding cups. Where is his pudding cup? Where is it? He never has one. His nurse is stealing his pudding cup. I know nurses work hard, but you know who else works hard? Jake Gyllenhaal does, healing his body. He needs that pudding cup. It's coming out of his health insurance and his medical taxes and the bills and the medical payment and everything. Technically, the hospital doesn't know that he doesn't have health insurance, but that's because I'm planning on just doing that movie thing where, I bust him out in a wheelchair in like a nurse's outfit and I'm wearing like a white doctor's lab coat or whatever. I know it's tropey, it's lame, it's cliche, it's corny, it's you know, it's been done, but guess what? If it's not broken, use it. Switched it up on you there, didn't I? So he has, you know, fuck his nurse. I don't know if he's gonna fuck his nurse. I don't need to know about that. You know, he's his own person. I don't, you know, two consenting adults. I don't need to know. He's pissed because his room doesn't have a TV, but I was like, you don't need a TV. You're fine. You've got the sky. You know what I mean? Like, look at the stars, okay? Your people did that for hundreds of millions of years, billions of years, really. Plants just looking at the stars. They don't need a TV, okay? And I know I'm not a plant, so technically I can't talk about, like, plant culture, but it's the truth. It's a fact. It's not an opinion. They didn't have TVs for millions and millions of years, arguably billions of years, and so I don't feel bad. He doesn't have a TV. He's not in a VIP room is what he's upset about, but it is a private room, so I don't know what he's pissed about. Well, I mean, technically his roommates are any plants that are on any of my neighbors' balconies, but there's room dividers, there's curtains, he's fine. So, holy shit, 41 minutes. Am I really making an hour-long episode? Well, you know, he's worth it. What, Jake Gyllenhaal's not worth an hour of our time? Fuck you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. This is very emotional for me, so I appreciate it. I lashed out because I'm upset. I'm not angry at you. I'm upset at the situation, right? And it's sometimes we do that, right? When there's like, oh, I don't know where to put this anger. And we put it somewhere. It has to go somewhere. So I'm sorry. I love you. So we will see what happens with Jake Gyllenhaal. And I'm really emotional. And honestly, it's harder on me than it is for him because I am the one that put him there. So I have to deal with that guilt. I also have to deal with the fact that, like, if he dies, I'll be really lonely again. And also just, like, I don't want any legal... If he dies, I'm technically going to have to call 911 and be like, my roommate is dead. And then they're going to start digging and find out that it's indirectly my fault. And I just don't really want to go to prison or jail. Not because I don't think it would be that bad. It's just like I need the internet. And I don't know if I'd have the internet. If I had the internet, I would think I'd be fine. But I don't think I would. Can you have the internet in prison or jail? You probably can go on like a computer and use like Microsoft Word, but I don't know if I'm allowed to go on like social media or be like a content creator, podcaster, making my podcast. It's like, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast, coming to you live from my toilet wine cellar, which is what the bottom bunk is called. So I don't want to go to prison or jail for the indirect, I mean, I guess, what is it called? Like, involuntary manslaughter. I didn't mean to kill him. So that's what happened. That is what happened. I was about to say, I hope I got everything, but I mean, it's almost an hour, so I'm sure I did. So Jake Gyllenhaal is, you know, we're going to see what happens, dude. Hopefully he'll come back to life. He'll come out of this coma, or if he's pretending to be in a coma, he'll knock it the fuck off and, like, give me a fucking break. Like, I didn't mean it. Like, I didn't mean it. I didn't think I'd be gone that long. And so hopefully he comes back to life and he wakes up from this coma and we're best friends and we're roommates and we hang out and he doesn't press charges for negligence, I guess. He doesn't have a case. Also, I have a lawyer and he doesn't. He would be assigned a public defender. Or honestly, I would hire a lawyer for him because I care about him. I love him. And I wouldn't want him to have a public defender. Not that public defenders are not amazing. Okay. Maybe there's a public defender listening to this right now. I love you. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe. But, you know, I have an image to uphold. I have to buy lawyers. I mean, pay for them. Buying them makes it sound like I own them, and I do. So, anyways, my roommate, Jake Gyllenhaal, almost died. He's not dead yet. He's in the ICU, and we will see what happens. I will keep you guys updated on what's going on with him. Oh, man, this is just, like, really emotional. It's really, like, inconvenient, too, because I'm, like, moving units, and, like, I'm trying to, you know, date and go on dates and shit, and, like, really kind of, you know, kind of throwing a wrench into the toolbox, pal. Not exactly what I need right now. What I need is to get back to yoga. That's what I need. I need a 75-minute hug. I need a foot massager machine. I just need $10,000 for a used. I'm not going to buy a new one. I'll buy it used. I need a conversion van. Don't worry about it. I'm going to buy a used one from U-Haul with miles. I don't need anything. I don't need a brand new one for $25,000. I don't know what they are. $40,000, $50,000. Who fucking? That's like a house. That's a house at that point. Well, it is because I would live in it. I want the new iMac, the desktop. I want the yellow and the mint one. I want both. They're like the 20-inch Mac desktops. You know, my MacBook Pro is 10 years old. You know, I think it's about time. So if anybody has, you know, honestly, $75,000 would do it. I got some debt. I want to get that van. I want to get that computer. And then just if I could, like, you know, help me pay my rent. So if anybody has like $75,000, that's all I need. Like, look, some people say stupid things like, oh, I want $1 million. Give me $1 million. I don't need $1 million, okay? $75,000. That's it. That's it. It's less than 100. That's less than 10% of $1 million. I'm really not asking for a lot. So if there's any eccentric billionaires out there who are fans of the podcast, you know, please consider it. Thank you guys so much for listening to episode 21 of the podcast. You guys, we fucking did it. We fucking did it. I'm proud of myself. I'm really thankful for you listening. Thank you for making it this far and getting to the end. Thank you for going back and checking out other episodes. It's been a journey. It has. And I just feel like ever since I heard that little fact, I don't even know if it's true or not, but I do know there's a lot of podcasts that only have a couple episodes. And honestly, it took me a couple episodes to make the first episode. You know, there's some secret episodes that are unreleased. You know, episode 1 isn't really the first episode. It's actually episode 4. But those first 3 are in a vault somewhere, and I don't know the password. It's for my own protection. It's for your protection and your safety. Who knows if we'll ever release them one day. I don't know. I have to talk to my team about it. But thank you guys for being here. You know, it has been a journey getting to episode 21. The idea for this podcast started back in 2019, 4 years ago, if you can fucking believe it, almost 5 years ago. So it's been a long way, and now I feel freedom. Now I wanted to get to 21 because, like I said, I know some podcasts, they only have like 1, 2, 3 episodes. So to get past 21, it's some crazy statistic, like less than 1% of podcasts get past 21 episodes. So I know it's kind of like an imaginary goal, but I feel now for episode 22 moving forward, I feel more freedom. I feel like I am, you know, finding my feet and finding my voice. And that's something my friend told me a while ago. He said, you'll find your feet. And the only way to really do something is by doing it and building that muscle and flexing that muscle. And so even if you have done something and something similar, you know, each thing kind of commands its own respect and needs to do that. So thank you guys for listening. If you are not subscribed to the podcast What are you F-word doing, dude? Please, please, for yourself. I don't give a shit about me. I'm already successful. But for your sake, please subscribe to the podcast wherever you stream podcasts or stream audio. Please subscribe on YouTube so you can watch. Some of my podcast episodes are audio only. Some of them are audio and video. So when they are video, you can watch along on YouTube. Also subscribe on YouTube because that's where I upload all my long form content. For some reason, anytime a video is longer than 15 minutes, Facebook has an anxiety attack and just pieces out. So be sure to subscribe on YouTube. I just broke 300 subscribers on YouTube. Super dope. Follow me on social media. Search Delusions of Grandeur with Matty K or at DOGWMK. Facebook, we are hanging around 4,600 and change. Trying to get to 5,000 before the end of the year. I think that would be sick as fuck. I offered a prize, but I don't know what people want. So if you want to suggest a prize, let me know. Follow me on Instagram. I think we're at like 600 on Insta. So if we could get to 1,000, that'd be rad. Follow me on Twitter, aka X. I don't know how many followers I have. Maybe like 22. Let's get that shit up, dude. TikTok, please. I don't know what I got on TikTok. Any social media, follow me. I'm on everything. You can email DOGWMKpodcast@gmail.com. Also, for everybody listening to the podcast, we broke a certain amount of streams. I'm not sure what the data, whatever is, but if you were listening to this just through the podcast apps and you didn't find me from social media, but you just like found me out in the ether, thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. We are all over the world and it's sick as fuck. So thank you guys for listening. At the end of this episode, you could listen to this episode again. You can listen to another episode, and you can patiently wait for episode 22 to come out. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye. Holy shit, dude. 52 minutes and 30 seconds. Crazy. All right, hang loose.